Secretary Kerfed and council members, and welcome Director Gold. My name is Heidi Sanborn. I'm the founding director of the California Product Stewardship Council, 12-year-old organization with a drive for producer responsibility for product waste. Our tagline is Design It Green, Take It Back. And I'm also the director of the National Stewardship Action Council, which came out of the California Council. And we strongly urge you to support the ocean litter strategy implementation. And we have two very timely bills that we think, if you supported, could help maybe push them over the line that would address a lot of these ocean litter issues. The first being SB 54 and AB 1080 on packaging. We have needed to do source reduction on packaging for 30 years since we passed AB 939, which said source reduction first, and we never did it. And that's why we're in the mess we're in now. This is very timely. I think the door is swung open politically, and if we wait until next year, I'm very afraid it's going to close. Taking on the entire packaging industry is 1,100 manufacturers, and they're fighting hard. So I urge you to support that, as well as SB 424, which is a bill we have sponsored with Senator Jackson. This is something near and dear to Member Stone's heart as well, is trying to get rid of tobacco waste. It's the #1 most littered product on our beaches is cigarettes. And the bill would actually ban the plastic cigarette filters and Temporilla filters, as well as require the e-cigarette manufacturers to make them reusable and take them back. So those are two things that could be done in short term that could have an immediate impact on the ocean. And local governments, I just represent a lot of local governments. I wanted to highlight this, that the trash TMDLs are coming, and the state could do a lot more to help locals achieve this. We cannot catch everything at the back end. It's too expensive. And once contaminants are in the water, they leach. So we urge you to help us at the front end and turning off the spigot of all this pollution that's ending up in the ocean through support of at least these two bills. And I did want to also highlight, we passed a carpet bill in 2017 that led to Aquafil citing a plant in Woodland, and I'd love to give you a tour, but it's actually recycling anything nylon 6, including fishing nets. They do this all over the world. So we could take our fishing nets and actually recycle them in that plant. And also, last but not least, I did work with Secretary Blumenfeld and actually Senator Allen, and we came on a trip, California Foundation for the Environment and Economy trip, up to Vancouver and Seattle a couple weeks ago, and we heard from the gentleman who's actually the facilitator of the West Coast Collaborative, and he said that they're having a meeting at the end of this month and can consider changing the focus from being just on climate change, but to adding oceans and materials management, which I suggest is very, very related, all three of those things. So if the governor's office did say that that's something they wanted, we could have collaboration between the entire West Coast, BC, Washington, Oregon, and California on all of these issues. So I would urge you to put your word in with Kate Gordon and others in the governor's office. Thank you so much for all your good work. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your good work. Finally,